There's so many problems in your life and you just can't seem to stop worrying. You're someone who struggles to concentrate and you often find yourself overly worrying and overly fixating on small things that usually aren't that significant. If you're a young guy watching this, you've probably faced major anxiety at least once in your life. You probably also faced things like intrusive thoughts and other things that don't help you. You might find yourself struggling to sleep at night because you're still recapping that one moment in the day that you just can't seem to get over. You might have said the wrong thing to a girl and now your brain's just hyper-fixating on that one thing. It's always something minor and it's always something that doesn't end up meaning much, but you end up thinking about it. I'm Raihan and I'm on a mission to help you become a better, more improved version of yourself. I want you to break free from all the modern day constraints there is out there so that you win and so that you find success. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe. That way you get immediate access to any new piece of content I release. Each new video I make is unique and different. I tackle problems that no one on YouTube seems to talk about. I understand the problems of so many young guys, and my aim is to help you just win and break free from every single bad thing that has come your way. But anyways, now I've got you to subscribe. Let me begin the video. I'm going to start off by saying that anxiety isn't actually a problem. And you're probably thinking, okay, Raihan, what are you even talking about? Everyone says anxiety is a problem. Why isn't it a problem? It's not actually a problem. It's a symptom of the problem. The real problem is poor mental health and just doing bad habits that aren't actually moving you forwards in life. Anxiety is a result of a multitude of negative things in your life, and it's a result of multiple things that go on top of each other that just make your life worse. Like, for example, you might have got a bad test back from school and now you just feel worse about yourself. So now that you feel worse about yourself, you might go and eat junk food, you might scroll on Instagram, you might fap twice a day, right? After that point, like, you just feel horrible. And that's when the anxious thoughts come in. That's when you genuinely start to feel worse, because one thing has led to another thing, which has led to another thing, which has led to another thing. All of that combines together to just make you feel horrible about yourself. Bad habits and negative things accelerate anxiety and they accelerate feelings like depression, all these other things. Another thing I want to talk about is that social media literally bombards you now. For example, you might be scrolling and you might see a video or like a TikTok or something from someone you know, and that's immediately triggered you. Or you might have even got a message from a friend or like a girl or whatever, and it might have just triggered you. Like, she might have said, oh, I can't meet you today, or we're not doing that. And in your head, even though you've kind of replied to the message and you were like, yeah, that's fine or whatever, in your head, you're just triggered by it, or you're triggered by a certain emotional feeling. Everything in the modern day is designed to break you. We're constantly bombarded with sensory information and things that don't even actually help us. Like, when was the last time you scrolled on TikTok or Instagram and thought to yourself, yeah, that was actually worth it? It never is. It never is. So with that, you can basically just say that all of these bad habits aren't helping you and all of these are adding up to make you more and more anxious. And that's why it's important that you break free from them. And with all of that, just step back and think, of course you're going to be anxious. If you have so many different things to be worrying about, you've got school to worry about, you've got things like Instagram, you've got things like TikTok, you have all this stuff popping up, of course you're going to be anxious. Back in the day, our parents, our ancestors, our grandparents, they used to just deal with one thing at a time. If one problem arises, they would deal with that one problem and they'd just be fine. Now we have so many micro problems that appear in our brains that just cause us to go into stressful modes. Before, people had one thing to deal with, people had one thing to just set out and do. Now it's that we have 15 different tasks to do. We have 15 different goals we want to accomplish. And social media makes that worse because you're basically seeing everyone's life before you. And when you see all those different forms of stimuli and they all trigger you in different ways, your body just jumps into overdrive. All these different stimuluses, all these different problems, they just cause your cortisol levels to go through the roof. Like, your cortisol levels go sky high and your brain's basically in a flight or fight state for most of the time that you're on social media, in small ways. And obviously when cortisol rises, testosterone lowers. It's like an inverse relationship. When testosterone's high, cortisol tends to be low, but then when cortisol's high, testosterone's low. So if you also have goals of just being more masculine and stronger, then it just won't help you. So now I've spoken about how anxiety isn't actually a problem, it's a symptom of the problems that you have in your life. I want to speak about something a bit more nuanced, a bit more different, and it's something that you've not heard anywhere else. And it's that if you tend to become really, really anxious, or you tend to just have more anxious tendencies, there's one thing that I can pretty much guess, and I think I'm correct with this, is that you have an anxious attachment. What an anxious attachment is it's one of 3 attachment styles that people have, and it basically is to do with relationships and love and all these other things. It's also, very importantly, responsible for how you react to circumstances and changes in life. Attachment styles are responsible for how you navigate friendships, relationships, and just overall social connections as you move through life, as you become an adult. But this is the thing, when you have an anxious attachment, you tend to fixate on small problems so much. Something small could trigger you and it could cause you to go in a spiral of negative energy. Like, for example, you might be texting a girl on Instagram or TikTok or even Snap, and her not replying has led you to overthink for the rest of the day. You see how something small, like not getting a reply, has led to you feeling horrible for the rest of the day. Those small things lead to anxiety in the worst possible ways, and it's important that we tackle them with the right solutions so that you actually become a better, more improved version of yourself and you actually get the peace that you deserve. You're probably thinking, okay, Raihan, how do I know if I have an anxious attachment? How do I know if I'm matching up with what you're talking about? A few examples I can give is overanalyzing so much. Even if it comes to like relationships or whatever, you overanalyze way too much. If someone messages you at like 4 p.m, you might calculate the time in between messages to see if they're into you. You might overthink small responses. You might overanalyze someone's body language, or you might overthink things even when you don't need to. There are way more signs that you have anxious attachment, but I've just given a few. If you are genuinely interested, I'm basically going to put a link in the description that you can use to find out what your attachment style is. What that will do is it will help you identify what attachment style you have, and it will help you understand your own patterns, and it will make you more aware. Also, if you are interested in attachment styles and you want me to talk about it in more detail, just comment down below and I'll make sure I do that. I'll be more than happy to do that because I really think that attachment styles is something that most people need to be aware of and understand. Now I've gone over why you have anxiety and how your attachment style plays a role, I now want to give you action steps and solutions that you can use to actually break free and win. I want you to smile more, and I want you to let go of anxiety for good. I believe that no one should suffer with anxiety because it usually isn't deserved. I promise you, if you follow what I say right now in this part of the video, you will let go of anxiety for the good. You won't have it again, and your life will just feel way more happy and more healthy. I'm going to list a bunch of habits that I personally do that have worked and done so much for the people that I've also helped with. These habits will not only lower your anxiety, but they will just turn you into a superhero. The first thing is meditation. You probably heard of meditation before, and you've heard about people who meditate. What meditation is it's basically like this form of breathing that you do to regulate your nervous system and basically give you more presence. There's so many different ways to meditate, but the key important part is that you focus on it and you actually start doing it. I can also make videos on how to meditate if you guys need help with that. Just also comment that down below and I'll be happy to make a video on that. The second step that I'd recommend you to do is journaling. Journaling has helped me so much, and if you're anxious and you also have intrusive thoughts a lot of the time, journaling will help you. Journaling's simple, and the way you do it is you don't need much. You just need a piece of paper, a pen, or a notebook. And what you need to do is whenever you have like an issue or a problem, just write down how you feel, write down what you're feeling in that moment, and something will be made clear to you. You have more clarity, you'll have more peace, and what it'll help you to do is just become more relaxed. Get a piece of paper, write down what you're feeling, what you're going through, and at the end, just write down solutions and action steps to the problem, and something will be really clear to you, and you'll be able to fix it. The third step is just go outside and socialize more. We've grown up in a generation where everyone's on their phones, and that doesn't help. What we really need is people to go outside and socialize more. But don't just socialize with random people, socialize with close friends who genuinely understand you and genuinely like you. Be around people who genuinely care for you and see you for who you are, and people who want the best for you. Don't socialize with losers or people that have no goals or aspirations, because then you'll just decline. Be around people with similar goals, ambitions, and people who just want higher. Speak to those people about how you're feeling, what you're going through, get them to understand your problems, speak to them if they have any problems, and be the person that you want to be. Be the type of friend that you wish you had. Another thing that's important is just start to lead a healthy lifestyle. Stop eating junk food as much. Stop scrolling, stop wasting time. Be around good people. That's first and foremost. Just be around good people because that's part of it. And just exercise, go to the gym, eat healthy foods, eat clean, nutritious foods, because the foods you eat and how you feel is pretty much dependent on all of the things that come together in your life. Stop eating junk food, eat some vegetables, eat some fruits, have some red meat. Do these small things that will actually help you. Don't eat foods that will destroy your gut and will make you feel worse. Go for walks, go for jogs, bike everywhere, go on the treadmill, do whatever you need to do to start being more healthy and active. And please, for the love of God, just hop off of social media, stop scrolling, stop wasting your time, because you're not getting anything from it. As much as you think you are, you're really not getting anything from it. Just think back to the time you scrolled and you wasted time. You didn't get much from it. And from that, just understand that there is a better life. There is a better life out there, and it's waiting for you to take it. I know I've shot through all the action steps, but if you follow what I've laid out in this video, I guarantee you will have no more anxiety. All the anxiety you have will be gone if you follow what I've said, and you'll genuinely be happy and free. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can see all my new videos when they release. You'll also be the first ones to have exclusive insights into key problems that no one else is talking about. I'm someone who's young and I understand all the specific problems that young guys go through. So if you stay up to date, you'll change your life. But as always, before I go, there's one last thing I'll say. Always strive for excellence, because great things will come your way.